Good morning. Welcome back to another UpLifters episode. We have Stephane on the line from .gems and myself and a whole bunch of guests in the background, which are the beautiful, wonderful cicadas that happen to be singing off of my balcony in July every year. So welcome. Stephane, you're here to talk about the Street.gems graffiti art competition in the virtual realm, I guess.
Hangout, Cipher battle. Yeah, there's lots going on, and I'm happy to be on here with you, Jimmy, and talk more about it.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember, I guess a month ago, I get confused because it's crypto time. I spent some time with Martin, and we tried to do a live stream of the live stream within the event, but things got a little bit messed up. But it was fun anyway, like hanging out and seeing, what you guys are doing over there with your little space. So why don't you, for people who might not know it from our show, why don't you tell us a little bit about the space that you guys have created and what you use it for generally?
Sure, yeah. So we've got a parcel in cryptovoxels that we've been using as our gallery / showroom / hangout spot in the virtual reality metaverse. And this weekend, we're hosting our virtual reality graffiti battles on the top of this gallery parcel that we have in cryptovoxels. So like you said, this event is blending a lot of different platforms together, streaming live in the metaverse on Twitch as well. And we got some live chats going on in Discord. And we ran a beta version of this event, season 0, last month, testing out all the different platforms, how they interact together, getting our workflow down. And now this weekend, we're ready to officially launch the virtual reality graffiti battles with our season 1 playoffs. So I've got a presentation here prepared for everyone that I can jump into, and I'm happy for you to jump in with some questions, some comments as I go along.
Yeah, you guys can put your questions in the chats, and we'll put them up on the screen. I just love the fact that you came ready with a presentation, because I don't think I've ever done that, but I guess that's the beauty of our show is we don't do presentations, because we just show up and talk to interesting people, and they carry us through, So this is going to be exciting for me too, because I have no idea what this presentation is going to be all about. So yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm here for it.
Exactly. So there's a lot of different elements in this event that we're hosting. So we thought it was safer to get a presentation going, so we make sure we touch on all the points and also showcase some nice visual graphics and assets that are included in this event and in the NFT sale. So Virtual Reality Graffiti Battles is the first launch of our Street.gems branch. So .gems is our NFT studio that we launched about a year ago. We publish on both WAX and EOS, and this particular series is going to be a WAX series. So we've got on the left here our .gems logos, and on the right we've got various partners that we are collaborating with in the street culture world. So we've got Sk8coin that has a nice collection on WAX that you might have seen before, and we've also partnered with Cipher.media, which come onto our parcel while we're hosting events and have some live freestyle battles with some sick ciphers. So all in all, it's a very collaborative project, and we're very happy to incorporate other communities into this one and to really make this event as multi-community as possible to go along with the multi-platform and multimedia aspects of these events. So here we have a little screen grab of our parcel that you can see, which is where the action is going to be taking place this weekend on cryptovoxels. We've also got the Cipher Whale logo in the bottom, which is one of our partner communities. We've also created our Discord chat recently, which is really bumping, especially during the Cipher freestyle battles, where you got a lot of people reacting to the rhymes, sharing some emojis, sharing some GIFs, and it's really fun. So all of these platforms come together to bring you an interactive multimedia event live in the metaverse and on Twitch and on Discord. So here's the overall structure for these virtual reality graffiti battles. So the events last 2 weeks in total, and it starts with the season launch. So we had our season launch 2 weeks ago, and this is basically announcing the season 1, announcing the theme of season 1, which is Nobody Beats the Biz. And from there, we give artists 2 weeks to create their virtual reality graffiti artworks and submit them to us for the playoff competitions. So the playoffs are starting this weekend on Saturday, and then we go on to vote for our favorites, and then we go on to the finals on Sunday, which is a live broadcast of the 2 final artists that are going head-to-head on Sunday afternoon, creating a new artwork in VR, live in front of everyone, streamed from their KingSpray VR app onto the cryptovoxels parcel. So this process takes a few hours. During that time, we're hosting a presentation, we're sharing more information about our events, about street culture, and we also invite guests from other street culture communities to come and share information about their events. For example, we've got Cipher.media bringing on their crew of freestylers to perform during the event as well. And then during the season 1 playoffs that's happening this weekend, we're also selling our season 0 NFT packs, which includes a lot of art from which includes the art from the previous season of the virtual reality graffiti battles. So what's real interesting here about these events is the Saturday and Sunday are very different. So Saturday, we'll invite people to show up to the parcel or show up to Twitch or Discord, wherever it is they want to join us for this event. And then people get to see all the submissions from the artists and then rate them. And then, of course, my phone is going to ring. So during this first voting round, during the Saturday playoffs, everyone rates all of the artworks on various aspects, which gives us our first rankings. From these rankings, we take the top 8 contestants and bring him in for the playoffs. And then so we're gonna have 4 1v1 battles where everyone present gets to vote on who they like most of the artwork. And then there's various aspects and street culture themes to vote on. And then from there, we eventually get our 2 finalists. So there's actually a few different ways you can vote. You can vote on Saturday by filling out a Google form, like I said. Those who register as a voter and give us their WAX account names, they're also going to receive a voting chip NFT that can be used to be sent to the account of the artist, and that also counts as a vote. And the final way to vote is with your feet in the cryptovoxels metaverse. So everyone's hanging out on our parcel, and then we're like, okay, on the left side, we've got the artist called Yan. On the right side, we've got another artist, and then people can split up on the parcel to vote for who they want. So it's very interactive, and it's as interactive as the participants want it to be. So you can just chill there on your phone watching the show on Voxels and simply vote with your guy, or on the Google form, or really get fully involved, get your WAX account out, and then transfer that voting NFT token to your favorite artist. Sunday finals, the votes are also done through on-chain, on WAX, through these voting NFTs. So this aspect of the event, I think, is really cool because it really leaves an on-chain proof of the votes. That's going to be recorded forever, and then we can really see who the people are showing up to the event, the participants showing up to vote, and also you can see the artists who are going to accumulate these voting tokens over time if they participate in future seasons of the virtual reality graffiti battles. So for example, these are some of the entry submissions that we received for season 0. Various styles, as you can see. The theme is just a suggestion, so people are free to send in whatever art they feel like creating in VR. But once you get into the playoffs, there are going to be some points awarded for those who create art that is related to the theme. So you could just create sick art on its own, and maybe that's good enough to win. But sick art that's also on theme is going to get more points. So here we can see the 2 finalists from season 0, ASN and Yan the Man. And then you can see the votes that they've accumulated. So the red border chips are the playoffs, and then the orange border chips is the finals. So as we can see, ASN was our winner of season 0, and he received 5 voting chips. Now, we did have a slight issue during season 0 where people wanted to keep their voting chips and not send them to the artist that they wanted. So we're changing things up a bit for this season 1 official launch, and we'll be rewarding our voters who actually take the time to claim their voting chips and then send them in as a votes. Those are the people that will be rewarding the most in our community. So make sure you get in there, make sure you grab your NFT vote tokens, and then send them to your favorite artists. So here we can see the voter reward that we've given out to the season 0 holders, and we'll be creating a new voter reward every season. These voter rewards are eventually going to be non-transferable. We're going to be burning the season 01 into a non-transferable version of that NFT in order to really identify, the participants, the Street.gems community that show up to each season. And the more voter rewards you stack in your account, the higher your vote weight will be in future events. We're also talking with the WIP Publishing DAO, and we may be joining their DAO in one way or another, and holding these voter rewards is going to be the way in which our community is going to be able to get parts of this WIP Publishing DAO allocations. Now, this is not final just yet, but it's something we're currently working on. And then last week, here we can see the 2 finalists, Yanaman and ASN, the artwork that they created live in front of everyone in cryptovoxels in a few hours for the season 0 finale. Here we can see a little preview of what it looks like to be in the cryptovoxels, looking at our screen, watching artists, graffiti artists in VR, making their artworks live in front of everyone. So I think this is pretty cool. It's blending a lot of technologies and platforms together, like I said, to bring in a multimedia, multi-platform experience for everyone. We've not seen any types of events like this before. We think this is pretty innovative, and full disclosure, I deserve none of the credit, artistic or creative credit, for this event. This was created by Jana Schiffer, one of the .gems co-founders. So she's really been leading the creation of this event, and helped, of course, by Martin Brewer, our artistic director for .gems. So here you can see some of the assets that are going to be included in the season 0 NFT packs. Here we can see in the background ASN's entry submission, and then we can see his finalist drawing here, and as well as his solo show art that we're also including in the pack. So the winner of the Virtual Reality Graffiti Battles gets to add a few extra assets to the NFT collection if they want, to really showcase their style and their art, and really to allow them to create a piece that's not time constrained, right? So the finals are on a time time constraint. There's only a few hours for the artist available for the artist to create some artwork. Sometimes, they would like to continue improving upon the art, or also create other art to showcase really their style and artworks. Here we have another asset that's going to be included in our packs. So these are artist cards. So this is actually a artist render of ASN himself. He sent in a picture of himself, which the guys at Hip Hop Legend NFT, an artist collective, they're collaborating with us. They're one of our partner communities, and they're creating this artist card for every winner of each season of the Virtual Reality Graffiti Battles. So you'll be able to find some of these in the packs as well. And finally, we're bringing it back to the streets, the actual streets in the real world, with a T-shirt NFT. So 5 of these NFTs that are going to be found in the collection are going to be able to be redeemed for a T-shirt that will feature the art of that season's winner, and we'll be shipping it to wherever you live.
That's awesome, actually. Like that aspect of it is something that really excites me about NFTs and blockchains, when we can bridge that gap between real world and other things, right? I have a question, which is something that I've been thinking about recently. Now, on that T-shirt somewhere, is there a QR code that links back to something that was created?
Oh, and then back from the streets and back to the VR world. No, not at the moment, but who knows how this is going to evolve over time. I'm sure we'll continue getting great suggestions like you just did, and continue improving on the overall experience. But yeah, we wanted to really take it full circle. We're taking it from the VR streets into the real streets. And now, a bit more details about the NFT drop that's coming up this weekend, which is for the Season 0. So August 1st, this is on Sunday, the NFT drop is going on at 1600 UTC. And the finals is going live at 1800 UTC. Here we can see some of the common variations that are going to be included in the Season 0 NFT sale, which features all the entries that we receive from artists that actually made it to the playoffs. So if we have, 11 entries this weekend, only 8 are going to make it to the playoffs, and these are the 8 that get included as commons in our set. And then Yana has been working her 3D art magic on some other designs, and here we can see the chain designs that are going to be exclusive to the winners, and then the heavyweight design that's going to showcase one piece of art from all of those who qualify for the playoffs. Here we are seeing the ultra rare pieces of the set, which will be able to be blended into one cohesive piece that's going to showcase all of the artworks in one animated render. So these blended pieces are going to be very rare, because you do need all of these to make that final collection, and that animated piece is going to be the crown jewel of this collection. Another piece that's going to be included in the collection is this skateboard. We're going to have the animated version and a still version, and this is as a slight hat tip to our sister community, Sk8coin. They already have a very popular collection on Wax, and we've been helping each other promote our events and our collections, and this is our way of acknowledging them in this collection. And of course, we're going to be sharing the profits with the artist. And the way we do that is that the amount of pieces that you qualify into the collection is going to be how much of the revenue share that artist is going to get. So, for example, the winner of the collection is going to have his entry piece, he's going to have his finals piece, maybe even a semifinals if we get 8 runners in season 1, and then also his solo show pieces. So of course, the winner of the series is gonna have a larger share of the revenue, but all artists that make it into the playoffs are going to be able to have a piece of the revenue. And so that covers most of what I wanted to get across for you guys today. Did you find any questions from the chat that we could answer before we get to the giveaway?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's that many, but I have a couple myself. So I'm just kind of curious, like, when you guys, sorry, apologies, by the way, for dropping off there before. I had to reset something. There's too much going on this screen. But I wanted to ask about the people who are, participating in this event. Was that like an invite-only type of thing, or like, did they find you, or like?
Good question. Yeah. So it's open to entries are open to anyone. It's not invite only. Anyone who's a VR graffiti artist can, take some time in the 2 weeks between the official announcement of the event and the playoff weekend to create whatever art they want. Submit it to us, and then they're included in that weekend playoffs if they qualify in the top 8 after that first round of evaluation and voting. As a voter or watcher, again, everyone's welcome to join. Doesn't cost anything to register as a voter, and then you can have your say in who makes it to the finals, and of course, identify that you were there on that day in order to get those voter rewards, in order to get that increased vote weight, and in order to get the recognition as one of our active community members for the Street.gems events.
Very cool. So people who, if you covered this, I do apologize because I did drop off for a couple minutes. But people who want to participate in this event, who want to potentially have their art put up, where should they go for that? Just to clarify, like, they should drop into the .gems channel and they should contact you, or
exactly. So you can drop into our .gems channel on Twitter. We've got our .gems Discord, or on Telegram as well. So those are the 3 main ways to reach out. If you are a VR artist and you want to get in, there's still time to get in. You need to submit your art before the event goes live on Saturday. So as of this time, there's still almost 72 hours for you to create a piece of artwork and enter the competition.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, let's see.
So I don't know if you want to drop the link to the form for the giveaway.
We'll do that in a bit. I sent you a message in the private chat.
Sure.
But yeah, so I really like this idea about, like, being able to bridge the gap between the real world and the world of crypto. I'm just kind of curious because, a couple of my favorite people in the space actually have done some graffiti types of NFTs already. And one of our UpLifters NFTs that's going to be coming out very soon is actually a piece of graffiti in the real world. We're pretty excited about. So I'm kind of curious, like, I guess this is kind of like the first official round, right? Like, you had the round 0 test case before, but I'm kind of, I'm kind of curious as to where the idea to merge graffiti and virtual reality comes from, because I like that idea. And I mean, as you know, this is something that we were kind of looking at potentially doing something around in our metaverse as well, like as an ongoing basis. Although we've had to put a little bit of a hold on that just due to the fact that, like, we've decided not to spin up any new worlds for the time being until we get enough members. But, like, I like this idea, and I'm just kind of curious, like, where it came from. Because you guys, to me, actually, as an organization, I always feel like you guys are doing something quite interesting and quite original. You know, even with your series that you did that was Van City Outbreak, and
Yeah.
the, you know, merging of that kind of real photographic artistic based imagery with the NFTs to be able to tell the story. So there seems to be this thing with you guys in particular that seems to like bridge these two worlds. And so I'm just always curious about the inspiration and where these types of ideas come from.
Full credit goes out to Martin and Yana on our team. They're the creative geniuses behind all of this. Like you mentioned, we released a comic book, Van City Outbreak comic book, as an NFT series last year. We did the second episode in January, and then we followed it up with an NFT-based smart contract battle where people could send in their zombies and humans, and every night they would battle, and some would die, some would come back. You could add weapons, and you know, the community really had a lot of fun. We try to stay creative and innovative, and bring new types of events that could not have been possible before the the recent advancements in blockchain, NFTs, and virtual reality and metaverses. And so we're trying to combine all of these elements together. And really, the virtual reality graffiti battles, you know, it really is the brainchild of Yana Schiffer, and it really combines all of her interests. So she's always been interested in the hip hop scene, the street culture scene. She's also an amazing 3D graphic artist, and also very interested in virtual reality. So she basically blended all of her interests together, along with Martin. They brainstormed to come up with this concept, something that's not too complicated, although it is still complicated to some degree. But I do think overall it's not that complicated, and once people show up for an event, it's kind of obvious, and it's kind of very easy to follow along. And it's really blending all these new and exciting technologies, NFTs, blockchain, metaverses, shoving them all together and seeing what happens. And so far, a lot of the other street culture communities that we've been talking with and engaging with have been really positive and responsive to this event, and they're happy to join us and to collaborate. And yeah, we're pretty excited for this weekend. Like I said, I'm not the one organizing this event. It's really Yana and Martin. So I get to basically enjoy the event as a participant and a voter this weekend. I haven't seen any of the artworks that have been submitted yet. So I'm really looking forward to that, and looking forward to seeing how it all plays out, not only, you know, this weekend, but future seasons as well. So we're aiming to run about 4 of these seasons per year. So about once every 3 months, if everything goes well.
That's really cool. And Yana, you've been holding out on me. I met Yana for the first time maybe a month ago or so, but I didn't realize that she was the genius behind the scenes. I knew that she was doing a lot of cool stuff, but I didn't realize that she was the genius behind the scenes. So,
yeah, absolutely. She's been a really clutch part of the .gems team. I don't know if you remember our EOS fan art series that we released on EOS, where we had a bunch of people submit different chestahedron designs. She took all of these 50 designs and rendered them in 3D. She's done a lot of the artwork and renders for this collection as well. And yeah, so far we really like how the event and collection is shaping up, and we're excited for the weekend.
Yeah, that's really cool. Sorry, Stephane, as well. I lost that link when I dropped off the stream, so if you could drop it back in the private chat, that would be good.
Sure.
And yeah, you know, Yana and Martin as well. I know you guys are both out there. Please sometime come on and join us. I don't know if you're camera shy or not, but like I would love to just have you and pick your brain, because I think that you guys are doing a lot of really cool things. But as an artist and stuff as well, you know, we like to do a lot of coverage on our channel here on the UpLifters, but also mix and match with different artists and different types of people who are similar over on the Roundtable podcast that Corey and I do. So I would love to actually have you featured there. My other question that I have about, so I guess about the timing, right? you have the cryptovoxels plot. After the event, will the winners' artwork stay up in your gallery? Will the rest of the artwork be removed? Like, I don't know. Is it all going to live there in perpetuality until the end of time? Which seems unlikely considering if you're planning on doing, four or five of these a year, right? I'm just kind of curious what the process for that is.
Yeah, so our gallery in cryptovoxels on this particular parcel is like 5 levels high, and then each level kind of features a different collection, and we kind of rotate what we're featuring in this gallery over time. And then on the top level is where we hang out and where we host our events. So on top of these virtual reality graffiti battles, we also host the EOS Hot Sauce after parties on that rooftop terrace every Saturday at 1600 UTC, when we publish our weekly EOS Hot Sauce publication, which goes over the news in EOS and WAX and Ultra, which are the 3 networks that we as EOS Nation are a block producer on. We've also got other metaverses that we want to build on, including yours. There's just only so much time in the day, but we will be expanding beyond cryptovoxels in the future. We've got some Insomnium. You guys have been generous enough to give us a plot of land in the Uplift world. Although I'm not sure how we'll be able to compete with some of the stuff I've seen in the Uplift world. Some of it has been the most beautiful structures I've ever seen in Minecraft. So the bar is set pretty high. It's kind of intimidating, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that's kind of where I was going with that too, is like, I would really like to see, at the very least, just the winners of each season, on almost like a street art gallery.
That's a great idea.
Because with Upliftium now, like, we can put up picture installs. So like, you could potentially even put up the picture install of what you have done in cryptovoxels of the whole event or something like that, and put that up on the wall. But like, I just, for some reason, I envisioned this walkway on your plot, like this brick wall with like these pieces of street art kind of like decked out along the sides and things like that. There's some really, like you said, there's some really great builds. There's some really inventive builds. But one of the things that I really like about it is so I have 3 rail plots, for example. If you look at the 3D map, the 2D map, you can find it on Chicken Car, and I ended up getting like 3 rail plots. And the first thing I did was rip out every possible thing that I could. There's a little section on the map where like the rail almost looks like it's missing. There's just like 2 lines, just because I was like, hey, I want to make this natural, right? Like, I want to do this thing. And so I think different people are coming in and doing different stuff, right? We're having an episode tonight, actually, my time tonight, where we're gonna have 4 or 5 of like these massive city builders come on our roundtable, and we're gonna detail that out, right? And that's gonna be really fun for us. But by no means are those like necessarily the best builders in the whole space, right? They're just the best city builders. So I kind of want to do like types of things like this, and I would love to at some point as well, bring you on the show with some of the other graffiti artists that are doing it, right? And some of the other people who are putting these things up. And I think that presents a really cool opportunity for us to do that. And I know like Martin's willing to come on and talk about it as well. And we're trying to do some things like Australian time. No offense to all of you Eastern Standard people, but
yeah, right? No, absolutely. I mean, our .gems team doesn't get more international. Martin's in China, Yana's in Germany, I'm in Canada. Time zones are just insane for us. So right now it's actually pretty late for Yana. She was up all day working really hard, leading up to this event launch, and she's like, I don't think I'll be able to stay up, but I did see her in the chat, so of course she stayed up to watch the stream. But yeah, I'm sure she'd love to come on to one of your shows at some point.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
absolutely.
So I'm going to drop this link now. Before I do, just explain, it's a Google Docs form. People, I assume, are going to have a time limit. They can put their information in here. It's in the chat. You can see now.
Yeah.
So do you want to just go over what this giveaway is and
Yeah, so it's every season we have that season's coin that we give away through Twitter promos, in our chats, during live streams. So this is the first giveaway for that coin. So people who fill out the form are going to get the lowest mints available for this one. And it's really easy. Just fill out your wax name. There's a skill testing question in there, which asks, which metaverse are we hosting our virtual reality graffiti battles in? The answer is cryptovoxels. And then we'll get that sent out to you over the next 12 hours or so. I did want to touch back on your point of your ideas that you shared for our plot in the Uplift world. It's really good. I especially like the idea of putting a picture of our cryptovoxels metaverse parcel into your metaverse, getting some metaverse inception going there. Yeah, the brick wall rockway with the, all the entries, and then maybe on the other side we've got all the finalists and the winners. That's also a great idea. We do have a builder in mind for that world that we'll be talking to. So I'll share those ideas with him for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I like, this is the thing that I like about the picture installs, is now we're able to, because I've been talking to Martin about this for a while, but now we're actually able to put these pictures up that are representations of something, right? And I think that's really interesting, because you could essentially take a picture of an event that's happening, right? And then that event could be memorialized like
Absolutely.
anywhere, right? I mean, you could put it in your own plot on cryptovoxels as well, of course, right? But yeah, I'm just always thinking about, I really love this space, and I give some blockchains a hard time at times. But if they fix their problems, I'm not going to have such a big issue with it, right? And one of the best conversations I had in the last month was with Martin. It's just like, we're kind of both doing similar things, like in the metaverse, but they're in a way completely different, right? And they don't necessarily need to be in conflict with one another. They can be complementary, right?
I absolutely don't think it's in conflict or competition. It absolutely is complementary. Some things in cryptovoxels we can do, like streaming, streaming that event live in video. Other things we can do in your Minecraft world that we can't do in cryptovoxels. For example, building huge ass structures that are really impressive. There's just limitations in all the other worlds we've seen that are fairly restrictive with what you can do. For example, in our Somnium space headquarters, which we haven't really publicly shared yet, we had to turn off some lights at one point to put up another picture NFT because we just didn't have the memory or points available, right? So stuff like that, which those limitations are not present in your world, which I think is really great. And like you say, can, we can't really have as much space as we want in cryptovoxels to put up as all the collections we want to display. Maybe we can display those in our Uplift world, however. So yeah, I think that makes total sense for sure.
Yeah, and I think, like, I didn't realize you guys had a place in Insomnium as well. That's cool. We just had Oli on the show, and she has some involvement with promotional work over there. So it's one of those spaces that I haven't quite looked into. But like you said, I think there's going to be, like, it's essentially just going to be at some point all of these metaverses kind of linked, right? Like, one of our biggest bottlenecks, actually, like 100% honestly, is that you have to use Minecraft Java, right? And that needs to be a paid account, so people need to come in and they need to pay. Which we don't take any profit off of that. That goes through the network of Microsoft and Mojang and stuff like that, right? But like being able to, like, we did a shared event on your plot maybe a month ago with Yoshi Drops, right? And being able to go in there and hang out and just like collaborate and coordinate in your metaverse, like they're all going to have advantages, right? They're all going to overlay. And I think at the bottom of the day, a lot of times, like we even though we're looking at branching out into other blockchains and stuff like that, right? When this space really takes off, I think a lot of people that are here with us today, with us, with .gems, with EOS Nation, with all of these other projects that have really pushed, you know, the things that we're interested in forward, we're probably going to go through together and breach our little metaverses that are kind of self-contained into bigger, grander things. Like there's going to be a time when people see the merit and the value in EOS.io, and I think when that flood comes, we're going to see really big change and really interesting things happen, especially in the NFT art space. So I'm really happy that you guys are constantly pushing boundaries and figuring out new ways to engage and interact people, because I think that's really important, right? And that's going to have, I think, an impact on not only your project, not only the metaverse in general, but like the future of young generations going forward. I honestly believe that.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of feedback from people that visit our parcel for the first time, and that's their first time in the metaverse. And they're like, hey, I showed up to the EOS Hot Sauce After Party because they need to get whitelisted to get access to the free spicy rare NFTs that we give out every week. So we get them on our parcel for that NFT FOMO. They check out our parcel, and then they're like, oh, I spent 20 minutes flying around checking out the other parcels of all the other random neighbors that we have that have also bought parcels in our area, right? And like you say, each metaverse is going to attract a different type of community based on the advantages that metaverse offers. So Somnium has a lot more higher resolution graphics, and it looks nicer than cryptovoxels, which is more, you know, which is voxel based. However, you can't access Somnium from any cell phone or any random computer, which you can in cryptovoxels. And in Somnium, you can't just be teleported to our parcel. You spawn at the spawn spot where everyone spawns in Somnium space, and then you literally have to walk like 7 minutes to our parcel. And so we're like, that's a big barrier to entry. So whereas cryptovoxels, we can just give you a link and you appear where we want you to appear. You can browse on your phone, on your computer. You don't need an account, a paid account, or whatever. You just generate a new MetaMask address, can be an empty wallet, and then you're in. So like you say, each metaverse has different qualities, and that's going to attract you know, different communities. But we'll definitely be out there exploring all the metaverses. I think it's obvious that metaverses have a ton of potential. I think Facebook, I think it was this week or last week, Mark Zuckerberg said that he sees the future of Facebook in the metaverse, and he's going to be investing a lot of money to build out more metaverses and stuff. So, you know, the writing is on the metaverse wall. The people are coming, technology is getting better, access is getting easier. And yeah, we're super excited to be a part of it. Hopefully we get some EOS.io based metaverses. We own properties in Upland, which is a great game based on EOS. They will eventually have virtual reality, you know, metaverse functionality. I don't know when or in what year, but we've got some properties out there waiting for that to happen. And yeah, super exciting. Super exciting. Yeah,
it's interesting that you say that, right? Like that's one of the things I kind of like we notice in Minecraft, in our metaverses. Like sometimes people show up and they get lost and they die because they can't eat. But like for the most part, like once they put a bed down, that they're okay. Morton, Matt, D, thanks as always for being a part of this and joining us. He's always here and we love him for it. But yes, this is the same .gems that we did a couple weeks ago in the cryptovoxel spot that you see in the cover image for the Yoshi drops. I like what Marco's line of questioning is going here. And I think this is an interesting thing to maybe end on. Do you think that in the future a metaverse of metaverses will exist? I mean, I honestly, like, I don't really know what that means, but like,
it means we're going full meta, of course.
Right.
I mean, Somnium already does a bit of that. So you got the Somnium world and you got the plots you can buy. And then you can also buy Somnium planets that you warp to from your Somnium plot. So what's to stop these wormhole warps from going from one metaverse to another in the future, I think that's probably likely going to happen. And yeah, so I don't know if there's going to be like one master metaverse that you link to all the other metaverses. Maybe Facebook invests billions of dollars and makes that happen, or maybe there's just the metaverses start connecting together through wormholes or whatever. I don't know. I'm not building these metaverses. I'm not a coder. I don't know what's possible technologically or not. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what these crazy smart coders come up with. What did Elizabeth Warren call them? Shady super coders. Can't wait to see what the shady super coders come up for, and I'll be out there exploring their worlds for sure.
Yeah, and Nichira, not exactly. Like I actually think that Minecraft has we've kind of figured out a really good way to make it scale. It's not our original idea, right? But we poured it, and I think we can scale it better than people are realizing and understanding. But it does take some testing. Now, like what I think as well, something that we've been pondering or thinking, like we've always said that like Minecraft right now is our home, but it's not necessarily going to be where our metaverse lives, in perpetuality till the end of time. And the one advantage that we have of using Minecraft is it's already an established platform with, it's essentially the most played game ever. And so this gives us a really big advantage. But one of the things that I really like about like the future is like, Minecraft, they're always upgrading. They're always adding new layers, which sometimes we have trouble keeping up. Like we're one version back. But the idea is like the way that we're building this metaverse that we are building, we have the potential to pick that up and drop it into some other platform. Like it's really not that difficult for us to be able to do that. Now with that comes something interesting, which is what we kind of figured out with the R Planet adaptation. And so in going back to like pure speculation on my part, like you said, I'm not one of these like shadow coders that that really understands the reality of the meta reality of the metaverse. But like back to that original question, like maybe you will have like the same space, because the metaverse isn't really connected, in my opinion, to space and time, but like as we know it, right? So maybe you'll have the same space that is occupied by the same projects at some point, that is accessed through a different medium, right? So potentially, when we get down the road, like into this full scale, like Ready Player One thing, right? Like you guys as .gems, you might have a parcel that is connected to like 3 or 4 different metaverses, and depending upon the entry level will kind of depend upon like the viewpoint and the vantage point that you see, right? And I could kind of see that becoming a possibility. Like I really don't know where we're headed. I mean, like most of these things have not even been in existence, or just been in existence for like a little under a year, if not like months, right? Like we often get blown away, like, it's only been a few months since like we've been doing our thing, right? Like, and you guys as well. I think like I first learned about it maybe the end of last year, what you guys have been doing mostly in cryptovoxels. It hasn't been that long, if I can remember, right?
No, it hasn't been that long. You're right. These projects have been only created for a few years, and now they're starting to pick up more activity, more users, and I just think that's going to continue. That's a trend that it's not going to stop. It's going to continue picking up steam, and eventually we will get to the Ready Player One reality. We'll be out there, whatever metaverse ends up scooping up all the users. Sandbox is another one that's pretty interesting. That's starting to pick up steam. That's going to be releasing some more game-like activities and experiences. But yeah, there's a lot to keep up on. It's insane. It's insane how much innovation is going on, and how many new projects are popping up, and how many creative ideas that have never been tried before, are being brought to reality. And that's kind of what we're trying to do with Virtual Reality Graffiti Battles, right? Bring a new type of event that's pushing the boundaries of technology, incorporating them in unique and creative ways, and hopefully delivering a smooth experience to everyone who participates.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited to see the progress. So, but yeah, definitely go check out what's going on over there. The links for the article that you guys released is below in the YouTube. So anyone who's interested in becoming an artist for the event, check that out. If you're interested in checking the event itself out, check that out. And actually, you know, depending upon what time of day it is and what day of the week it is, you know, maybe we'll just come in and try to do some live coverage of that event again. Maybe Martin and I or you and I can hop in and see what's happening with the event, because I think the event itself is going to be kind of interesting, but it'll just depend on whether I'm awake or not. So yeah, thanks all of you in the comments for joining. I think like this is maybe going to have to be one of our next roundtable events too, is sussing out the future of combined connected, like
Sure.
metaverses, yeah. Right? Like I think there's a lot of interesting things that are going on here.
For sure, lots to talk about there. Is it okay if we close it off by showing that VR graffiti battle trailer that we've created, and we just sign off on that? It's a 2-minute clip. I'll share my screen and run it on YouTube here. But thanks for having me on, Jimmy. Thanks for everyone who showed up in the chat and who's watching after the live stream. And we hope to see you in the metaverse this weekend. Hopefully the audio plays.
Oh, yeah, it should. It's not.
It's not playing?
No. The video is, but not the audio.
I'll try again.
Or you could send me the link.
Share audio. Here we go. I forgot to click the button.
Okay. That's it.
All right. Let's try it again.
I mean, that's the metaverse.